Hi and welcome back to David Pattinson's Accused Friends. Today I wanted to do a video on the pros and cons of joining Black Lives Matter, and I want to clarify that when I say joining, I mean that in a sort of a vague term. You could join as in attending protests, or you could join as in, being a paid member and have the sort of BLM tattoo on you and attend meetings, and obviously there's a range of all those things and many in between, but I'm just meaning it in a general sense. And I think the first key point or the key benefit of belonging to Black Lives Matter is that ends lockdown for you. You are no longer required or obligated to conform to the lockdown restrictions. You get all your civil liberties returned to you. You have the right of association with whoever you want to associate with. You have freedom of movement, you have freedom to protest, and you don't have any restrictions. Another great benefit as part of that is you're not going to be shamed by anyone for spreading the virus. You can just go about your lives, go and mingle, hang out with your friends, socialize, go around about the streets, march around, walk around, just enjoy your life. And that is a key benefit of belonging to Black Lives Matter at these times. Another thing that's going to happen is you're going to be feted by lots of members of the public. They're going to say, wow, we stand with you, we love Black Lives Matter. Police are going to kneel in front of you, which doesn't happen to regular people. And, members of parliament are going to be wanting to hang out with you, socialize with you, do anything they can for you. Celebrities are going to jump on the bandwagon, want to hang out with you. So that's another great benefit of being part of Black Lives Matter. You might also reach the point where you're above the law. If you commit a criminal offence, because you're a member of Black Lives Matter, you will probably have that watered down. We used to live in a society of equal justice. Now, as I've learned, we live in a society of unequal justice, where we have different rules for different people. And if you are a Black Lives Matter person, because of perceived racial bias against you, you are likely to have any crimes you commit watered down. So if you commit, arson, that will probably be watered down to sort of public mischief, and you might get off, with a bit of community service, that sort of thing. So if you're criminally minded, that's a key benefit of belonging to Black Lives Matter, in my view. Some negative points about joining Black Lives Matter, and they are that you might be asked or encouraged to commit violence. And I do not advocate for violence in any way, never have done, never will do, but I'm just doing a video about the pros and cons of Black Lives Matter. And this is an American organization, and you might have seen in the news, there's been a lot of Black Lives Matter looting and rioting in the United States. They've been burning down police stations, burning down buildings. They've been setting fire to stuff. There was a video I saw of someone from Black Lives Matter driving a forklift truck into a retail store. And so, don't discount the chance that you might be encouraged to commit violence on behalf of the cause. You also might encounter what I call phony friends. So although you'll get a lot of people saying they stand with you, they like you, they love you, they want to be with you, that may or may not be true. They might just be saying that, well, they might be saying it because they mean it, but they might be saying it because they don't want to be exposed to the mob, the Twitter mob, or the mob in terms of the rioters and the looters. So they might say, hey, we love you, we stand with you, but they just don't want you to blow up their building or blow up their property or smash into their store. And they're just trying to, appease you in the hopes that you'll go easy on them because they're fearful of you. So they're not actually real friends. They're just pretending to be your friends because it's pertinent to survive and to not get attacked. There's also a connection with Black Lives Matter and the Antifa group. And the Antifa group's a far-left organization in the United States, and it's just been designated as a terrorist organization. So if you're a part of Black Lives Matter, there is a possibility in the future you may be associated with terrorism. You may have limits placed on your travel to international countries. And, I think even though law enforcement and MPs love Black Lives Matter today, you never know in the future whether a new political organization or political government is going to come in and sort of have tough restrictions on terrorism. And, just having terrorism on your record, I never think is a good thing. And I never encourage terrorism. I'm totally against it. But, this video is just about the pros and cons of Black Lives Matter. You may also, of course, get a criminal record as being part of Black Lives Matter. You may get watered down charges at the present time, like I said, but it's still a criminal record. I always believe it's better to have no criminal record than to have a criminal record, and depending on your appetite for crime, mine is zero. I have no criminal record in my life, but Black Lives Matter, you may get a criminal record just being part of the group. Now, people will say, all right, well, David, I'm white, or I'm Hindu, or I'm Asian, or I'm, nothing to do with Black Lives Matter from a skin tone point of view or from a race tone point of view. They won't be accepting me into their group. And I believe they will accept you into their group because this is a group that stands up against racism. If they're a group that stands up against racism, they can't very well say, oh, well, we're not accepting other races into our group. We have anti-discrimination laws in our country, and a lot of these public groups, especially if they have any public funding, will be specifically barred from from racist hiring or membership policies. And I'm sure Black Lives Matter is no different. So I'm sure you'd be welcome into the Black Lives Matter group if you chose to join. I've given a lot of benefits in this video to joining, and I've given a lot of negative points. But the number one point, I think, in these times is that it ends lockdown for you. I've stood up against lockdown from day one. I've called for a prosecution of the government, but I never foresaw that it would be Black Lives Matter that was releasing the British people from lockdown. And it's a great, advert for them as part of their membership drive. I think any organization that wants to grow its membership, if it can free an entire country from lockdown, that's going to be a popular thing. So I hope you like this video. I'm not giving any conclusion one way or the other as to what you should do. I am not part of Black Lives Matter, and I have no intention to join, but I do stand up for the civil liberties of British people and for equal justice. And, I hope that comes across in all of my videos. So please subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.